हेलो फ्रेंड्स। आई डिस्ट्रिक्ट की करंट अफेयर्स के इंटरनेशनल पार्ट्स हो चुके थे। अब आगे पार्ट बी समिट्स कॉन्फ्रेंस एंड ऑर्गेनाइजेशन है, जो इम्पोर्टेंट है आर ओ और यू पी पी सी एस के लिए। सो हम उसे देख लेते हैं। नाटो समिट्स 2025। रिसेंटली द नाटो समिट्स 2025 was held in Hague, Netherlands from June 24 to 25, 2025. Key highlights in historical developments on June 25, 2025, NATO concluded its summits in the Hague, where the members countries agreed to raise defense spending to 5% of their GDP. This includes 3.5% for the core defense capabilities and 1.5 for border defense related infrastructures and industrial investments, marking a major increase from the previous 2% benchmark. The decisions outlined in the Hawk Defense Investment Plans aims to strengthen the alliance collective deterrence and defense postures amid rising global threats such as Russia's terrorism, cyber attacks, and strategic competitions. The summit also reaffirms NATO continues and unwavering supports for Ukraine. NATO also hosted Summit Defense Industries Forums on the 24th June 2025 that brought together political and military leaders as well as industries to advance efforts to boost defense industries production across the alliance. The dinner, hosted by Dutch kings William Alexander and Queen Maxima at Huis NATO Secretary General, declared the summit's outcomes as laying the foundation for stronger, fairer, more lethal NATO, capable of protecting its 1 billion citizens and defending every inch of allied territories. The next NATO summit is reduced to be held in Turkey in 2026. Next news: SCO Defense Ministers Summits 2025. Recently, Shanghai Cooperation Organization Defense Ministers meetings was held Guangdong, China from June 25, 26, 2025. Key highlights: Defense Minister of India's Rajnath Singh has presented India's visions of global peace and security, call for joint efforts to eliminate terrorism and stress for greater trade, economic cooperation and connectivity within SCO. India has refused to sign a joint declaration at the Shanghai Cooperation Organizations. Defense ministers in Qingdao, China's Rajnath refused to sign documents as it did not mention anything about Pahalgam terror attack, but mentioned about militant activities in Balochistan. As per the SCO's charters, the grouping takes decisions by agreement without votes, and they are considered to be adopted if no member state raises objections. China holds the chair of SCO for 2025 under the theme upholding the Shanghai Spirit's SCO on move. Next, United Nations Ocean Conference. Recently, in June 2025, the United Nations Ocean Conference was held in Nice, France, where global leaders adopted the declaration of Our Oceans, Our Future, United for Urgent Actions, reaffirming international commitments to Sustainable Development Goal 14, Life Below Waters. Key outcomes and commitments: uh, plastic pollution and indigenous justice. Indigenous leaders advocate for a legally binding plastic treaties that ensure justice for vulnerable communities. Over 95 countries supported comprehensive regulations of plastics from productions to disposals. Second, addressing the triple planetary crisis. The declarations targeted the interlinked crisis of climate changes, biodiversity loss, and populations that endangered marine ecosystem. Third, strengthening global ocean governance. Full implements of international agreements was urged, including Convention on Biological Diversities, Cummings Montreal's Global Biodiversity Framework, BBNJ Agreement Marine Biological Diversity of Area Beyond National Jurisdictions. 50 out of 60 states have ratified treaties pending final thresholds for entries into the force early 2076. Fourth, climate change and ocean acidifications called for intensified global efforts to reduce climate change impacts such as ocean acidifications, adopt to avoid unavoidable climate effects, protect and restore marine ecosystems. 51 G7 summits. The 51 G7 summits, the 57th annual meetings of G7 was held from June 16 to 17, 2025 in Canada, Alberta, Canada. This was the second G7 to be held in Kanakish since the 28th G8 summits in 2002 and the 7th summits held in Canada. Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi participated in the G7 Outreach Summit. India has been invited to attend the G7's outreach sessions 12 times. This is Prime Minister Modi's first visit to Canada since 2015, following the official invitations from Canadian Prime Minister Mark Carney. Indian Prime Minister also held a bilateral meeting with the Prime Minister of Canada on the sidelines of G7 summits. Major outcomes of initiatives: Kanaskis Wildfire Charter. The G7 countries agreed to enhance cooperation on managing the impacts of wildfires, which are increasing surge and frequency due to climate change. India officially endorsed the charter, joining global efforts in the wildfire resilience and disaster management. G7's Critical Minerals Actions Plan. The G7's and the allied nations launched a plan to form a critical minerals productions alliance. This alliance will focus on stockpilings and developing essential materials for defense systems and advanced technology, including batteries, semiconductors, and renewable energy components. Counter migrant smugglings. The G7 reaffirms its commitments ordered under the 2024 G7 Actions Plans to combat migrant smugglings. The coalition's aims to strengthen cooperation, border security, and legal frameworks to prevent criminal exploitation of vulnerable migrants. Condemnations, condemnations of transnations repressions. The seven nations condemned transnations repressions where authoritarian regimes targets dissidents about G7. The G7's group of sevens is an informal forum of the world's most advanced industrialized economies. Its members France, Germany, Italy, United Kingdoms, Japan, and the United States and Canada. The European Union participate as a non-enumerated members contributing to discussions. Next news: 5 new non-permanent members to UN Security Council. In the major diplomatic events, United Nations General Assembly elected 5 new non-permanent members on the UN Security Councils for 2026-2027 term. These countries: Bahrain, Colombia's Democratic Republics of Congo's, Libya, Liberia's, and Latvia's, will begin 2-year service from January 2026. What makes these rounds of election particularly notable is that Latvia has secured a seat for the first time in history, marking a major diplomatic milestone for Eastern European nations. The election was conducted by 193 members United Nations General Assembly in New York on June 3, 2025. A total 188 members states cast their votes with the two-thirds majority required for the candidates' countries to win. The results were as follows: Bahrain 186 votes, Democratic Republic Congo 183 votes, Liberia's 181 votes, Latvia 178 vote first time members, Colombia 180 votes. These countries were chosen to fill rotating 5 non-permanent seats on the 15-member Security Councils, the UN most powerful decision-making body on issue of peace and international security. Next, India elects elected as president of IIAS. India has been elected president of International Institute of Administration Science for the 2025-28 to 2028 terms, winning a historic elections held on June 3, 2025 in Brussels. India secured 87 out of 41 votes, 67.57%, defeating Austria 54 votes in the rare formal ballots, the first of its kinds. IAS 100-year history. Key highlights. The campaign was led by V. Srinivas, Secretary of DARPG, who was nominated by Prime Minister Modi in November 2024. Candidacies hearings were held at Bharat Mandapam, New Delhi in February 2025. Originally, 4 countries, India, Australia, Bahrain and South Africa, were in the race. After South Africa withdrawals in May 2025, it became direct contest between India and Australia. The marks India's first ever IIAS presidency symbolized a major global recognition of India's administrative leaderships. The IIAS presidencies enhance India's roles in global governance, administrative reforms, and knowledge sharing in public administrations. Algeria joined the New Development Banks. Algeria officially joined the New Development Bank (NDB) on May 19, 2025, marking a key step in strengthening ties with the BRICS and advancing South-South cooperations. The moves enables Algeria to access development financing beyond traditional institutes like IMF and World Bank, particularly for infrastructure projects in energy, transports, digital connectivities, and sustainability. The NDB, National Development Bank, founded by BRICS nations in 2015 and headquartered in Shanghai, is currently led by Dilma Rousseff. It has approved over 120 projects with $40 billion focusing on clean energy and smart infrastructure, sanitation, and digital inclusion. Algeria inclusion reflects the bank's growing role in supporting emerging economies. Indonesia joins the New Development Banks. Indonesia on March 25, 2025 officially announced its decisions to become a member of New Development Bank. New Development Bank is a multilateral financial institute founded by BRICS nations Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. President Prabowo Subianto made the announcements during the meetings with the NDB president and the former Brazilian leader Dilma Rousseff, signaling a pivotal steps in Indonesia drive for sustainable developments and a global finance corporations. Self-defense clause under UN Charter. India invokes Article 51 on the UN Charter after Pahalgam terrorist attack, launching Operation Sindoor as act of self-defense. What is Article 51? Allows force only if a state faces an armed attack must meet necessities proportionalities. Article 51 traditionally applies the two states attack in Nicaragua's versus US 1986 self-defense against non-state actors was valid only if state sponsored, unwilling or unable doctrines justify self-defense in another country's territory if attacks are repeated. Host state is unwilling to act. Host state support shelters attackers. India has hinted at a doctrine citing Pakistan inactions. ADB launched Frontier Seed Initiative on March 13, 2025. The Asian Development Bank launched the Frontier Seed Initiatives. Launched Frontier Seed Initiatives to promote private sector-led sustainable oceans-based projects in Pacific regions. The program aims to offer early-stage critically grants to bridge financing gaps and attract further private and public investment. Initially, 200 hundreds technical assistance US dollars assistance grant were signed with CPAC, CPACP Limited, Spawn Farmings, and Kahoto Pacific Aerial Mappings. Key focusing areas include innovative business models in fisheries, aquaculture, and marine tourism, marine waste management, reduce pollutions, climate resilience through ocean-based adaptations, solutions. The initiative is designed to unlock investment scale, sustainable practice, and boost economic development in coastal Pacific communities. UN80 initiatives. On March 13, 2025, UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres launched UN80 initiatives to tackle ongoing financial strains and improve efficiencies within the United Nations. The United Nations is facing a liquidity crisis for the seventh years with a 2025 budgets of $3.7 billion. The initiative focus streamline operation and addressing resources gaps. A task force led by Undersecretary General Gare Adams to propose operational efficiencies, review mandates, implementation, structures, and programmatic reforms. Guterres committed to regular consultations within members states under the guidance of the presidents of the General Assemblies. Budget issues remain critical. The US contributing 22% of 1.5 billion and has not confirmed its 2025 payments. China, now covering 20%, has pledged full payments but without a timelines. By March 7, 2025, only 73 countries had paid in full. In response, the UN has cut spendings by up to 20%, enforcements, hiring freeze, and adopts cautions financial planning through August 2025. Six BIMSTEC summits. The sixth BIMSTEC Bay of Bengal Institutes for Multi-Sectoral Technicals and Economic Cooperation Summit was held on 4th April 2025 in Bangkok, Thailand, under the theme Prosperous, Resilience, and Open BIMSTEC. Leaders from all seven members, including India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi, attends. The summit was preceded by the senior officials and ministerial meetings April 2 and 3, 2025. Key outcomes included Bangkok Declaration, the adoption of the first ever BIMSTEC Visions 2020-30, and the signings of multiple agreements such as BIMTEC Maritime Transport Cooperation Agreement and MOU with IORA and UNODC. The summits also finalized rules and procedures to strengthen BIMSTEC's institutional framework and endorse eminent persons groups report for reforms. India has announced several major initiatives in business. India has proposed the creation of BIMSTEC's chambers of commerce and annual business summits and studies on the trades and local currency. In security, India will host the first BIMSTEC's home ministerial meetings. Capacities building initiatives includes Bodhi programs to train 300 youth annuals in India's scholarship and forestries, and Nalanda University's diplomatic trainings, cancer care, capacity buildings, and center of excellence for traditional medicines and agriculture. In sports and culture, India will host BIMSTEC Athletics Meets, the first BIMSTEC Games in 2027, and traditional music festival. Additionally, a sustainable maritime transport centers will be set up in India's to improve maritime coordinating and policies. The BIMSTEC was established on June 6, 1997 to foster regional collaboration amongst countries around the Bay of Bengal. Its seven members Bangladesh, Bhutan, Myanmar, India, Nepal, Sri Lanka, and Thailand. India elected as IALA Vice Presidents. India was recently elected Vice President of International Organization of Aids to Marine Navigation during the first General Assembly in Singapore, marking a significant achievements in global maritime governance. Founded in 1957, IALA officially transitions from the non-government organizations to an intergovernment organization in August 2024. It enables it to play a more authoritarian roles in regulating global marine navigations. India's election strengthened its roles in setting international standards for marine navigations, enhancing maritime safety and increasing its influence in global maritime decisions making. The Indian delegation was led by T.K. Ramachandran, Secretary Ministries of Ports, Shipping and Waterways. Looking ahead, India will host IALA Council's meetings and December 2025 and the IALA Conference and General Assembly in Mumbai in September 2027. These events will provide India with the opportunity to showcase advanced in maritime technology, navigation systems, and international cooperation. 8th Indian Ocean Conference IOC 2024. The 8th Indian Ocean Conference was held on February 16, 2025 in Muscat, Oman, with the theme Voyages to New Horizons of Marine Partnership. External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar represents India's reaffirming its commitments to regional cooperation under the Sagar Vision's security and growth for all in the regions. Launched in 2016, India Foundation of IOC is key annual platforms bringing together leaders the 30 plus Indian Ocean regions countries to discuss peace, stability, and maritime connectivity. IOR covering 20% of the global ocean surface and home 75% of the world's oil reserves is vital for 80% of the global marine oil trade, include India's own energy imports. The regions host key maritime choke points, Straits of Malacca, Strait of Hormuz, Bab al Mandebs, and Mozambique channels, and its centers to global trades and security. However, it also faces challenges like piracy, maritime terrorism, and illegal fishing. The Central Indian Ocean basins holds vital minerals resources essential for green technology. India uses platforms like IOC to promote inclusive growth, maritime safety, sustainability, and deeper partnerships in the US in the strategical significance of Indian Ocean regions. UK UK joined Indo-Pacific bloc on December 15, 2024. United Kingdom became the first European country to join comprehensive and progressive agreements for trans-Pacific partnerships, marking in major steps in its post-Brexit global trade strategy. The CPTPP, originally formed by 11 countries after the US exited the Trans-Pacific Partnerships in 2016, include Australia, Brunei, Canada, Chile, Japan, Malaysia, Mexico, New Zealand, Peru, Singapore, and Vietnam, covering about 15% of the global GDP. By the joinings, UK expects to gain an annual economic boost of 2 billions with enhanced access to Indo-Pacific markets, particularly in the finance, service, manufacturing, and food and drinks. Benefit include tariff reductions, rules of origin advantage for UK industries like auto and foods, and easier export process for both large company and SME. The move reinforces the UK goals to diversify trade ties, tap into emerging economic corridors in Asia Pacific, and strengthen its roles as a global trade leader as more countries like Costa Rica show interest in joining the bloc. UNGA elects 18 new members to Human Rights Council. The United Nations General Assembly has elected 18 new members of Human Rights Councils for 2025 to 2027 terms through secret ballots. Countries like Benin, Bolivia, Colombia, Cyprus, Qatar, and Thailand are among the newly elected, set to begin 3-year terms on January 1st, 2025. Established in 2006, the headquarters in Geneva, the Human Rights Council comprises 47 members with rotating membership structures, ensuring one-third of the seats change annually. Seats are distributed regionally, 13 each for Africans and Asia Pacifics, and 8 for Latin America and the Caribbean, 6 for Eastern Europe, 7 for Western Europe, and other. The Council is tasked with promoting and protecting global human rights tackling violations and supporting fundamental freedoms. The 21st Asian India Summits and 19 East Asia Summits. India participates in 21st ASEAN India Summits and 19 East Asia Summits held on 10 to 11 2024 in Vientiane, Lao PDRs, marking a decade of India's activist policy. Prime Minister Narendra Modi reaffirmed India's commitments to Asian-Indian comprehensive partnership. He emphasized peace, cooperation, and Asia's centrally in Indo-Pacific's. Key outcomes included the adoption of joint statements on strengthening the partnerships and advanced digital transformations. PM Modi announced a 10 points plan featuring 2025 Asian Indians Year of Tourism with 5 million in supports, scholarship for Asian students, including at Nalanda University, completing at AITIGA reviewed by 2025, initiatives in women's science, disaster resilience, cyber dialogues, green hydrogen, healthcare, and climate section. Digital cooperation was enhanced through the Asian Funds for Digital Future, supporting AI, cybersecurity, fintechs, and cross-border payment systems. On security, both sides emphasized maritime safety, peaceful resolutions in the South China Seas, and enhanced defense cooperation via ADMM+. India and Asians also agreed to strengthen supply chains, cultural ties, and grid developments. India's pledge supports quick impacts projects in Lao PDR, including cultural preservations and the temple renovations, reinforce shared heritage and regional solidarity. So friends, थोड़े बहुत और न्यूज़ रह गए हैं रिपोर्ट्स एंड इंडेक्सेस में, हम वो नेक्स्ट वीडियो में देखेंगे. सो थैंक यू.